And I'm now having the breaks that people put off on me and their trauma, and then I'm putting off on my kids. This can't be. So luckily we caught that early on, and I actually was accountable to my children. We had a conversation and we expressed how we felt, and I told them that I am carrying a lot of anger, a lot of stress from people in my immediate environment, and then instead of dealing with it, I'm passing it off to my children. And my children and I, we have great communication. We get along very well. Our household is peaceful. But it just had me thinking that you have people with that insane, again, TV show, the toxic delusion of I own you. You are my property. And you having to speak up and say, no, I'm not. Even in marriage, you don't own anyone. You're not a freaking object. You're a human being. And so it's funny when I hear people with the same rhetoric of leave the past in the past. I'm gonna tell you, that's another thing. When you have somebody who says leave the past in the past, you probably want to keep distance from them. What they're saying is, I don't want to think about the pain that I caused, because I've been caused pain too. And it's okay for us to get together and fake the funk and talk about each other behind our backs, because that's all we know. If you are not accountable for the pain that you're causing people, you are not a good person. You are not a good human being. If you do not address those things early on because you have shame and guilt, you are not a good person. You're not a healthy person to be around. And I will tell you, even if the masses are isolating you because this person is charming, or they, whatever, maybe they spend a lot of money, it's the philanthropy, it's giving stuff away. I've also peeped that these people are broken and empty, and they're not going to be accountable for the hurt and pain that they cause someone else. Another thing is they also desire connection desperately, and so they can't be alone. It's usually hyper anxiety, they're victimized, woe is me, it's nobody loves me, nobody wants me, they're overly trauma dumping on someone. And not to say I didn't have a little bit of that too, because again, once you awaken from that, you realize I'm not a good healthy person. So if you are out doing your work and doing what you need to do better and being accountable, and you are safe enough to say I no longer want to be a part of this, do your work, because people are not going to learn, and their bottom fallout is not going to be what you think it is. Really, I believe a bottom fallout for anyone that needs a wake-up call is when everyone says no. Everyone shuts the door. Everyone, there's no access, there's no resources. They have no choice but to figure out their shit. I met a young man years ago who was a diagnosed narcissist. He actually stated, I lost my wife, I lost my children, I lost, like, my family wouldn't help me, my friends wouldn't help me, I was going to different places. I was literally on the streets, and that's when I realized I need to do something better. I literally can't use anyone else anymore. I'm literally on the streets. And I listened to this young man, and he said that was the day that he got into a shelter, and then he went to a therapist, and he was diagnosed as a narcissist. And he has to really relearn empathy, stop manipulating people, stop gaslighting people for an emptiness that is so insatiable that would never have a fulfillment. And it took him losing every piece of access to someone just to wake the hell up. So when you are trying to find balance in life, it's not about adding more or following someone else's script. It really does take you time away from the noise in the world and saying, who am I? What have I been? Where am I going? What specific steps am I taking? You're going to answer the why with what plus how